Hello, Editor Goshen here. Alex's audio is really jank this week, and I'm thinking I probably won't even use it at all. He recorded himself last week. I hope you guys understand. Of course, they'll make this week's episode, a little bit shorter. So some of y'all might like that, but whatever. But yeah, you'll hear him in the duel because I'll be recording our voices from that. So yeah, I hope you guys understand. Bye. Hello. I know. I made some bad plays. One in particular, the early dark hold against the 2000 set monster. I should have waited and then dark hold the field afterwards. But you know what? We're learning. Not to mention, my deck building choices was a little weird. I did run a lot of too many equipped cards for too many things. I should have mostly stuck to maybe just equip cards that only facilitated the flying thunder dragon crew, maybe not even equip spells for the other ones, and then bolstered my deck with as many flying types as possible, because I think I had one more typhoon that I should have added in there. But you know what, it's a new week and a new thing. Alex gets 3, well, it depends on what he rolls, and it's a determination of a bunch of different things. He's going to talk to you about that on his segment. My segment, I just want to tell you what I hope to grab for my pity pack. So, there's only 2 good cards in this pity pack, or that I could potentially grab from this pity pack. Oh, why you scroll so far down? Mechanical Chaser. As of this time, he is the best normal summon that we will have access to. Not without any equipped spells, and there's also equipped spells that go with him. And then Axe Raider. He's, I want to say, the strongest normal summon warrior. No, he definitely is the strongest normal summon warrior. One of Joey Wheeler's best monsters. So we're gonna open our pity pack. We're gonna go over here and flip our cards and see that we hope we got something good. And we didn't. What is this? Is Wooden of the Resonant Forest. Increase this card's attack by 100 points for every. Okay. And Shining Friendship, maybe only because we pulled the arrows, and then in a few weeks we'll have access to Shining Angel. But right now, yeah. So we're gonna save this picture, and I'll talk to you about the packs. Sorry, not the packs, the structure decks. Alright, starter deck Yugi and Kaiba, which came out the end of March 2002. This is the second set of cards that we would have access to following Yu-Gi-Oh's natural progression with everything, for the TCG specifically. So we're each going to get 1 copy of each deck, being Yugi's and Kaiba's. So I can talk to you about the deck, but since they're guaranteed, it's not really what will we pull, it's how will we use these cards best. A lot of these cards are, of course, Yugi and Kaiba's best monsters of that time period, minus Exodia. So, Mystical Elf, Giant Soldier of Stone, Swords of Revealing Light, I believe, comes in this set. Maybe. Or maybe not. Oh, maybe not. Okay. Yes, so Swords of Revealing Light does not come in here. So, that's good. Summon Skull is going to be phenomenal for our 1 tributes. And he is probably the strongest one we'll have access to for a little bit of time until we get, I want to say, 2004, when the not 5Ds, Lord, with Battle City era comes up. The Dark Magician, I was hoping to pull a copy of Dark Magician so that I would have 3 when the time comes to move forward. Unfortunately, that didn't work out. Gaia the Fierce Knight and Curse of Dragon are both in this set, but I didn't pull a polymerization, so no Gaia the Dragon Champion, unfortunately. Like I said, Giant Soldier of Stone, Dragon Zombie, the Witty Phantom, maybe, Claw Reacher, Mystic Clown. We do get access to Dark Hole in both sets, and Alex only pulled one just like I did. So this will put us at 3 copies. Unfortunately for me, I didn't win last week, so I didn't get an option, but White Hole was on the table, and while that's not a very good card, but when 3 Dark Holes are running around, we're not committing more than 2 monsters to the board unless we can smack for a massive amount of damage. We have access to Fissure, which is very, very good removal for the Yugi set. We have Trap Hole that gives us 2 Trap Holes. I'm gonna definitely remove 2-prong attack out. Monster Reborn, I do believe that Yugi and Kaiba both have Monster Reborn in it, which means I will have access to 3 copies, and this is before the first limited list. Yu-Gi-Oh! Did not have a ban list for the first few years of its inception, so it only limited and semi-limited cards, which is really, really good for us that it's not active right now, because I think the only thing that gets hit on the list is Pot of Greed, and only affects me. We have Change of Heart. This is going to be really, really good. I'm going to mostly try to use it on Alex's face down monsters so that I can best utilize his Man-Eater Bugs and his Hanes against him. That was one thing that I was hoping to see with my stop defenses, but didn't really pan out too well in my favor. Wall of Illusion is a very, very good card. Automatic bounce back, or automatic compulse for some of you that may know that. If it's attacked into 1850, it's not as high as it could be defensive wise, but high enough to where it still matters. Yugi has a lot of dark monsters that can be benefited from Umi and other things, so I might look into that a little bit as far as my deck buildup goes, especially with Baron of the Fiend Sword. He has the same attack stat as Skull Redbird, so maybe my deck can be more consistent on the dark type, especially with Umi and the dark sword. What is it called? Yes, Sword of Dark Destruction. These things boost up, or can boost up, Summon Skull, so I think that's what I'm going to be looking towards as far as building my decks go. Maybe I'll be silly and run Dark Magician, but I doubt it. We'll see. Neo the Magic Swordsman, he's pretty good. He's a spellcaster, which means he also, even though he's a light type, he can fall into that same area. Last Will. So Last Will is going to be a very weird card. What I hope to do with it, because Alex did not play in this era. Oh Lord, I can't speak. Alex did not play in this era of Yu-Gi-Oh, which means he's not as accustomed to this spell card as I am. I also have played all of the different Yu-Gi-Oh games, so I'm much more comfortable with moving in a slower format than he is, where he started in GX and he's been going forward, so his mind is very, if I don't kill him, he will kill me next turn kind of a thing, and I need to utilize that to my advantage. I need to slow the game down and just ease into it, get that Steve Urkel walk in there. We get Wabaku, we get Soul Exchange, which was a very good card. I didn't even know Soul Exchange came in the starter deck Yugi, which might be really, really good for getting my Summon Skull out. Card Destruction to get rid of our hands. Maybe. We definitely need to utilize Trap Master best possible way, trying to get rid of those trap cards. I might be able to pull some shenanigans with my stop defense. If I set Trap Master and then target it with stop defense and flip it up, as long as stop defense doesn't say target your opponent's monster. If it says target one monster, we might be in the clear. But if it doesn't, and I'll have to look at it when I build my deck, I might be able to get rid of his traps on my turn much, much easier. We'll log that in our brains. Like I said, we got Yami. I think I pulled some Yamis last turn. So that might be really good. Which also will boost our mystical Elsa up by 200 points. Unfortunately, our Spirit of the Harp is a fairy type, so they'll lose that. So we'll have to play cautiously. Man-Eater Bug has his flip effect. I finally got one. I was hoping to get one last week, but unfortunately we did not. Castle Walls. And then Remove Trap is going to be very, very important. Reverse Trap is also going to be important, because anytime one of us plays an equipped spell or one of us has a field spell on board, Reverse Trap will flip all of that. So hopefully we can play this card to the best of its ability. Castle Wall boosts defense, so that's a nice little card to sit on in case he runs into something that he might not be able to get over. An Ultimate Offering. This is the card that made me think that Dark Magician actually might be interesting to play. We can burn 500 life points, and we get additional normal summons and sets. I'm definitely going to be on this card, and Alex will definitely be on this card as well. Being able to summon multiple monsters, even during the battle phase, it's very terrifying. And it's one of our only battle traps outside of Reverse Trap and Castle Walls that is actually applicable. So we'll keep all those things in mind. And then Seto Kaiba set. Now, Seto Kaiba isn't as tactical as Yugi is. Seto Kaiba started the power aspect of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Not side character, but secondary antagonist / friend character. He starts the trend of that secondary character having a 3000 beat stick. So Jack Atlas has Red Dragon Archfiend for 3000. In the manga, Chas Princeton takes that role with a Light and Darkness Dragon, which I want to say has 2800, not 3000, but it's fine. Battle Ox is really, really good with 1700. Am I going to play him though? I don't know. We'll have to keep this in mind. He is a big puncher, so maybe. We get more error buys, but I have 3 of those. Megami, probably not. No. A lot of Kaiba's cards are weak because they're supposed to facilitate the crush card, trap card that the starter decks didn't get. Not Invigoration. Dark Energy might be really, really good, and I'll keep that in mind. I might play with Alex's strategy a little bit of the burn cards, just to throw him off a bit. Having Okazi, and I also pulled the same when it comes to Hinotama and stuff like that, which I didn't give them a true thought process. But this week, since Ultimate Offering is a thing, I might side these and throw them in game 2 if I see Alex on Ultimate Offering. I think that'll be a very interesting play. Sword Stalker is just another level 5, level 6 1 tribute monster. He's not very good, and I doubt very seriously I'll play him. We got Skull Redbird. We get a second Fissure. We get another Trap Hole. That puts me at 3. D-Spell. D-Spell can target a spell card and pop it, but we can target his set trap cards, and it gives us the ability to look at them to see if they're trap cards. So I'm definitely going to run this one as just like a let's see what that is kind of a thing. Inexperienced Spy. I can look at cards in his hand if I so choose to try to rip something out with card destruction, but I don't think I'm going to do that. Reinforcements might be a play. Instead of setting up a bunch of effects or equip spells, Reinforcements might be the better option, but I'll think about it. Just Desserts is another good inflict damage card, especially if Alex is on Ultimate Offering, because then I flip Just Desserts and boom, we hit him for a lot of damage. Lord of D and Fluid of Summoning Dragon is also very interesting but I think I'm just gonna log these and not play with them too much. Maybe later on down in the dual monsters era, whenever I grab myself more Blue Eyes White Dragons, I think I'll try it. We get another Hane, that's good. Well, we have 2 removed traps, 2 castle walls, 2 alternate offerings, and 2 reverse traps. This deck that I am thinking about making is probably going to be much more, what's the word, competent, hopefully. And I will definitely have some back and forth with Alex. Alex is really bad about making side decks also, so potentially he might not have anything to counteract what I'm doing, and I'm hoping that works out in our favor. So all right, I'm gonna pass it back to Alex so he can talk to you about whatever. Or you know what, I think he might be beforehand, but who knows. If it's not, I'll cut it out and you'll never see this part. The magic of editing. All right, so yeah, I went for the card bar card, and I will talk to you when we have our deck. And we're back with the deck. So this is what I have. I'm a little scared, not going to lie to you, because I don't know, of course, what Alex is gonna pull from his deck or from his packs. I don't know what he spin, since he has a plethora of different options. Maybe I got really lucky. He pulled a wild card secret. I don't know. But let me go by the card. Let me do the card by card and let me explain my deck. 3 Hanes. Now that we have 3, hopefully we get to see this card much more often than we did. Man-Eater Bug to destroy some things. Sorry, Hane to bounce some things back. Set it, attack it, or flip it up, bounce a card back. Man-Eater Bug, same thing as Hane, but he destroys a monster instead. The Stern Mystic, he went along the lines of the Spellcaster route, and I thought about it and I was like, okay, this is really good to at least let me see what the cards are. But he has a 1500 attack stat line and he gets boosted by Umi, so I hope that's enough. Trapmaster, he set a card face down, or set him face down, flip him up, target a trap card on the field, destroy it. If the card is a set card, I can pick one. If it is a trap, it's destroyed. If it's a spell card, it's returned face down. Wall of Illusions. If you attack it while it's face down, it flips up. And then the card that targeted for a battle gets bounced back. And that is permanent. It's not just a flip effect like the other ones are. Baron, he's just a 1550 body, similar to Skull Redbird, but he's a fiend, so he gets boosted up by Yami. Battle Locks, he just a beat stick, essentially. Dragon Zombie, he's just another beat stick, to be real. He's stronger than Skull Redbird, so he had to come in, and yeah. Giant Soldier of Stone, 2000 butt. Man-Eating Treasure Chest, 1600 stat line. He's a fiend type, so he gets boosted by Yami for a 200 boost. That puts him at 1800. Mystical Elf becomes a 2200 butt. Chic deck. And for defense. So Alex also got the whatever the water spellcaster is, and that terrifies me, because if I play Yami, all of his spellcasters then become 2200, and it really scares me. He only has access to 1 battle lock, so I don't think he will like go the Beast Warrior route this time. Maybe he's gonna go double down on the Wasteland Dino route, because then Dragon Zombie, 3 Urbai, stuff like that, and then he can run flip effects and defense monsters to facilitate everything else. I just went off into a little bit of a tangent, but I'm scared. Neo the Magic Swordsman. 1700 stat line. He's a spellcaster, so Yami boosts him up. Skull Red Bird. You saw him last week. He was last week's heaviest hitter. Summon Skull is by far the best tribute summonable monster of this time period. He's as strong as Dark Magician, but he only takes 1 tribute instead of 2, which means more often than not, he can beat out the Blue Eyes White Dragon. So yes, Card of Destruction. I can dump me in Alex's hands, and then if it's like my turn, and say like I have a Monster Reborn and a Pot of Greed in my hand, or a Fissure, or any other assortment of spell and trap cards, I can set those cards, play Card Destruction, wipe it out, get the same number of cards that I sent to the graveyard, and potentially have something better to work with than what I had. And then monster, well, I'll get to that when I get there. Change of Heart, I get to steal one of Alex's monsters. This is really good if I want to tribute something. So say like Alex has a face down card, instead of even worrying about it, I could just tribute or play Change of Heart, bring it over to my side, potentially tribute it off for Summon Skull, or flip it up prematurely and target another one of his cards on his field, and then be like, oh, here you go, buddy, you can have this monster back. I don't even need it anymore. 3 Dark Holes. I pulled 1 last week, got 1 from each Kaiba set, or Kaiba and Yugi set. Of course, Alex is going to be on 2 Dark Holes, and then he still has Regeki, which is still a little terrifying, but whatever. I don't know if he will run as many removals as I did, but we'll see. 2 Fissure, destroys the weakest monster, or monster with the lowest attack point. Boo! My opponent controls. The last will is very interesting. So say like scene, right? I have a monster set down. Say like Alex also has a bunch of monsters and he sets one down. I can potentially flip up one of my monsters, do some shenanigans. So like say like Trap Master. I have Trap Master set. I can flip up Trap Master, target a monster or a trap card on his side of the field, pop it, play Dark Hole, and then activate Last Will, which allowed me to special summon 1 monster with 1500 or less attack from my deck. Granted, it doesn't help too much because there's only a couple of them that are that low. Mystical Elf is that low, Trap Master is that low, Stern Mystic is, Wall of Illusions, but it gets me bodies on board, and I'm hoping that is enough, because that can also give me a Summon Skull summon to the field. So I'm hoping that works out. Monster Reborn brings back any card from either player's graveyard. I have 3 of this. Alex will have access to 2, which is very terrifying, because if he gets a Monster Reborn before I do, he can potentially bring back our Summon Skull or any of our defenders. So that could be really scary, but it could also hurt him. He's also going to be on Summon Skull, I have to assume. Well, again, he wasn't playing this time period, so maybe in his brain, Summon Skull isn't as worth as it is in mine. But we'll see. Because if I can stick a Summon Skull on board, we're running over whatever I need to run over. And then Monster Reborn will just bring those things back, or bring him back. 2 Pot of Greed. I will enjoy them as much as I can now, because next week, I believe the first semi-limited list goes into effect. So I will, forevermore, be limited to 1 Pot of Greed. Unfortunate. Remove Trap to get rid of some of Alex's traps, because he didn't get a Trap Hole from last week, which means he still has access to 2. Hopefully the remove traps and the Trap Master comes into play much sooner than it did on mine. Stop defense, same thing as last time. Target a face down monster, flip it face up. If it's one of these flip effect boys, they'll flip up and then they'll take a L. If not, it's one of these defensive monsters and then they go into attack mode, which their attacks aren't that high, and I can potentially run over them with one of my normal summonable hitters. Yami, he boosts up basically the entire crew minus these 5. Everybody, in Trap Master. Trap Master is a warrior. But everyone else, oh, and Dragon Zombie doesn't either. That's weird. But everyone else pretty much gets the boost. Another thing to think about, if Alex plays Wasteland again, like he did last week, or at least I think he grabbed one, or I could have just been the one that played Wasteland over and over again. Regardless, if he does, Dragon Zombie potentially will get that boost as well, and allow him to swing over his Urabai just a normal, over like a basic normal summon. So we might have to keep that into account as well. 3 trap holes, he normal summons anything over 1,000, boom, it's gone. Waboku protects my monsters from being destroyed in battle, and I take no damage. The side deck, because we actually have one this week. D-Spell, if he does somehow pull one of the scarier cards, like Swords of Revealing Light, that's not something that we can necessarily handle. And I didn't grab Arm Ninja this time for reasons. Mostly for space. So potentially D-Spell will be our only way to get rid of that, and there's really no other card in the game that destroys spell cards. And not being able to attack for 3 turns while Alex has free reign to either A, set up, or B, just punch me in the face repeatedly and I can't do anything about it, is not a good answer for us. There's not a high chance that he'll get it, considering he got if he pulled a wild card Ultra, I believe. Yeah, I think so. I think it's either a wild card Super or wild card Ultra. Either way, he has to pull one of those. But I want to cite it because I have to respect it. Then Kito, the Cure Master. Last week when Alex hit me with all those burn spells, they really actually mattered in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, it was like, oh, 200 here, 500 here. But when they started to add up on me, plus hit monster attacks, I lost. So I have to respect those, and Dean Kito, the Cure Master, is a free 1,000 points. They also become applicable with another card that I will show you in a second, or when I get there. Final Flame, Hinotama, and Okazi, and Sparks. I think these are the only ones that I pulled, but hell, it's enough. That's 1,000. That's 8. That's another 8. That's 26 altogether. It matters. 2,600 points of damage is a great deal of damage. If I can manage to get those over a point of time in like the second or third games, especially if he has this card down here, which I'll discuss once I get there, it'll come into play hopefully. Soul Exchange, I can use his monsters to tribute summon, but since I don't really have that many tribute summonable monsters, I only have the Summon Skull, I decided to cite it instead of main decking it. Sparks is just the same as Hinotama and Final Flame and stuff. Reinforcements is a battle trap that might come into play depending on what Alex is running. Target one monster, it gains 500 attack points. So if he swings into anything that's in attack, it will almost always be able to get over it unless he's running heavily into the equipped spells, which I don't think he will be. I also thought about going into the equipped spell route, but most of my equipped spells favor weaker monsters, and Yugi and Kaiba were very heavy on the spellcaster fiend and random stuff like that at the time, so I had to take that into account when I was picking my monster choice, and I wanted something that would better be chosen for all of them, which none of them are really affected by the same spell cards. I do have the Sword of Dark Destruction, which does boost them up by 300, which is a significant amount, but it didn't feel right. And sometimes those equipped spells turn into dead cards, especially at this point in the life of Yu-Gi-Oh! So I opted out of it. Whereas reinforcements, I can target it on anything, and then it just has 500 until the end of the turn. If nothing else, that'll scare Alex into not attacking. Reverse trap, if Alex is on equipped spells, or if he is on field spells and stuff like that, reverse trap flips all the things that you would get. So, for example, he plays Urabai and he has 2 raised body heats and a wasteland, and he attacks into my Skull Red Bird, and Skull Red Bird doesn't have anything. Urbai will be at 2300, I believe, if my math checks out. But instead of gaining those attack points, he will lose them instead. So then he will lose that 800 boost, and he becomes 700, and then Skull Red Bird gets over. I sided them because I didn't exactly know what he was going to be going into, but whatever. Two-pronged attack, I decided to side instead of main decking this week. It did tend to come through pretty well last week, because I only really used it when I was about to lose something to Dark Hole, especially with 2 monsters, and that might be what it comes in game 2 to do. If I'm in the lead and he decides, oh, I'm going to take something out, and he plays Regeki, I might as well 2-prong attack to get rid of something on his side of the field. But it's not that useful. Like, when you're down, it's just a dead card that's sitting there, and it doesn't help you do anything. So we'll see. Ultimate Offering. I decided to get both artworks for you guys. So Ultimate Offering, you pay 500 life points, and you get to normal summon / set another monster. I almost want to main deck this card, and I'll tell you why. Ultimate Offering is the one way that we can just win games here. And if you can set this up first turn and not have anything to oppose you, really, it can be very scary. Just being able to pay 2,000 life points and then have 4 monsters on field. It's a very terrifying thing to face down. And if you can get, let's just say, all of my heavy hitters, Baron, a Skull Red Bird, a Battle Ox, a Giant or Dragon Zombie, and a Man-Eater chest. That's 31, 63, or let's do 64 instead of Dragon Zombie or whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, okay. Let's throw Dragon Zombie instead of Skull Red Bird. Basically, that's like almost all his life points. If I can get that going, I could potentially kill him very fast, especially if I have Yami up, get all of them gaining 200 points of damage minus Dragon Zombie. Obviously, I can put a lot of damage into Alex very early and then make him second guess his choices, especially if he's also on Ultimate Offering. It'll be able to limit his usage of Ultimate Offering, as well as set him up for some other things. I left these in the side deck because, one, I wanted to have a little bit more back and forth instead of just trying to kill him. I'm definitely going to try to do that games 2 and or 3. And then I'm also going to side in these Final Flames and Hinotamas, because if he also does it, that could put him on a very low life count. And if I can somehow survive that onslaught, these cards can very easily wrap the game and steal a win from him. So I'm gonna set this as default, and it is time to duel. Oh, it screams internally. Alright, Alex, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm nervous. I am very, very nervous about this.
My deck profile, when I sent it to you, and I have no idea.
I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory if you think about it. It's like, you just put the biggest hitters that you can find in there, and then outside of that, fluff it to suit your needs. It's probably better to say you put the biggest butts in there. Whoever got the fattest cheeks, that's who you throw in, and then you fluff your way through the rest. But
the problem that we have is that defenders are great for a turn, typically. And then there's a way to get around. Like, for set, you've got Dark Hole, you've got Regeki. Overall, you and I are roughly equal with this. If I pulled Regeki, you pulled Dark Hole. So we've got, equal numbers of them.
Right. Well, I mean, you are slightly better on that turnout, right? Because I have access to 3 dark holes, but you have access to a single side board wipe, where I always have to wipe both sides. So I'm either in a losing position, or I have to get you into a position where my dark hole doesn't hurt me as much as it would hurt you.
Next week's where it's going to get really fun with that, because I'm still going to have a dark hole in Raigeki. You're just going to have to sit here and dark hole.
I know. You definitely won the advantageous side of that, and I really don't have anything to really protect myself from Raigeki until maybe Synchro era. Like, there's not too many good things that like protect themselves from destruction. Yeah, but then also a lot of the Synchro monsters have like protection.
Yeah, you got like Stardust. You can just summon out
Mm-hmm.
if you pull it.
If I pull it. Right. We are doing that, so we'll guarantee that we get Stardust and Red Jack on the stream and stuff.
Yeah.
But all right, Alex, let's get started on this duel.
Okay. Good luck.
Good luck, duelists. Ah.
Yeah. I learned my lesson last time.
Yeah. So this is not looking good for me, only because it basically turns into whoever goes first tends to win it, and starting with Pot of Greed, it was very advantageous to help you do that. This is already terrifying, y'all.
Inevitably, I will figure out how Seto and all can change the fields. Because once we get the pendulum, it's going to matter.
Well, chat basically tells them how to do it. I'm gonna start with remove trap and target your face down.
So hold on. Has to be a face up trap, right?
Oh, shite. Damn. Well, okay.
That's why I was like, I don't want to play that card because I don't think those matter right now. I mean,
they slightly do.
We both have access. We both have access to Ultimate Opera.
Right. I'm a dark hole here. This might not be that advantageous, but I was afraid of a man-eater bug. I'm going to normal summon a Ryu Kenshin powered, and I must swing for 16.
I will take that 16.
Okay. And I'll end here. What's that face down card, Alex?
I'm gonna do something very similar to
You got Raigeki?
what
Dark hole? Oh. Well, something very similar. You just say the exact same thing.
No, I'm summoning a weaker.
Ancient Elf. Okay. Ancient. 1450.
Ending my turn.
Alright, that's terrifying. I don't know what that face down card
also,
is.
who gets to log in first will be better.
True. That is that's a very solid point. I really want to know what's that. $10. I think I know exactly what that face down card is. And it may or may not matter later. It's actually Mystical Elf.
Ooh, okay. No. I typed in 55.
Alright, So here comes the interesting part. That could be Hane or another man-eater bug because you're on 2 of them. And whatever I do, you get a guaranteed pop. And then there's this card here. If it's still set there, it could be one of 2 things that I think that you're on. Because if it was Trap Hole, or at least this is my thought process, you'd have definitely got it Ryu Kenshin powered out of it.
But I also have the Dark Hole.
True, but you could have saved the Dark Hole potentially for a more losing board state. So that's what I'm gonna assume that you did, because that's worst case scenario. So I'm going to assume that this is either a reinforcements or a reverse trap that you're sitting on. Which is scary, which is very scary. I'm going to start off. I'm gonna start off with stop defense, targeting your face down.
So it changes it. Okay,
To attack.
Effects.
Yes, it does get its effect.
So we will bounce the effect.
That's what I thought. Okay. Oh. There we go. Alright. So, I knew that's what it was going to be. I had a strong feeling of that. So, I'm going to Fire Monster Reborn.
Okay.
Bringing back my Ryu Kenshin power. Ancient Elf? What the fuck had Ancient Elf in it? I don't think Yu-Gi or Kaiba stuff had Ancient Elf. So that means you got Forbidden Memories?
Definitely have Ancient Elf.
Are you sure? Maybe I ignored it because it was so weak. Okay. I'm just going to go to battle here. And I'm going to swing into your hand.
Yeah. So 1150?
Yes. Now, main phase 2, I will set my own card. And I will wrap it up there.
I will proceed to this turn.
And play Regeki? Oh, okay.
Lodge in.
Okay.
Battle. Attack.
Yep.
And I feel like that's still Mystical Out.
The world may never know. Alright, I am going to set another card and end my turn. You have way more terrifying threats than I do. Okay. Much more terrifying threats. I am going to normal summon Skull Red Bird. And I'm going to swing into Ancient Elf. All these 50s are gross.
Yeah, no, I'm so happy that we with that.
Somewhat. I mean, we still got Gale and other things running around in formats. So 75 and 50s and 25s are still a strong possibility.
Yeah. They don't pop up too often, though.
Right. Alright, so main phase 2. I don't really have any good options here. So I think I just end my turn. You guys may not notice, but I'm in very much a losing position right here. Even though I'm in the winner's seat right now, quote unquote. Lajin is very much a huge threat that I can't get over currently. Until I do that. What is his face down though, Alex? That'd be nutty, right? That'd be real nutty. You're at 4,600.
Plenty of life points still to spare.
So that would put. Can I game you here?
I don't know.
I'm doing math. I think I have game.
Okay.
So first, I'm going to flip summon Hane, targeting your set. I am then going to flip summon my mystical elf.
Okay.
I am then going to normal summon Skull Red Bird. Do you have a response to the normal summon of that?
Nope.
Okay. I am going to activate Change of Heart, Target, and Lajin.
Okay. Is it just move it? Right.
Yeah, move it.
Yeah.
Alright. Battle phase. Waboku. Fuck! I didn't know what that I did forgot all about Waboku, let's be honest. But you were very not worried.
You said you had game I know you don't, but okay. Yeah,
well, I didn't know what the face down was, so I was ready to risk it all. You hear me? Alright. Well,
I get on that.
yep.
Okay, so this is gonna be. We're going to
Battle Locks, okay.
we're gonna proceed to battle,
Yep.
and I'm going to swing over Mystical Elf.
That's the smartest option.
I'm also, because no matter what, I can get rid of the Skull Red Bird. I'm gonna swing over to Hane for some more damage.
Okay, so that's 1350, 1250.
And pass it back to you.
Yep. All right. I am definitely in a position here. All right, Goshen. What is in your deck? What is in your deck? I think this is the only way I survived this. And I still don't know what that face down card you had in the back was. Or that you had on the field earlier. Okay. This is gonna be stupid-ish, but I'm gonna do it. So I'm battle phase. I'm gonna swing into your battle locks.
There's no quick plays that are around right now for that.
You are correct. I just take 150. Main phase 2. I activate Last Will.
Okay, if a monster inside the field is sent to the rings, and you put the summon one monster attack 1500 points or less when you die. Once during this turn. Okay, so you're summoning something from your deck.
Now, while this is not the greatest thing in the universe, it
You
does.
get the booty out.
A little bit more than a big booty.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's all I have to protect myself. If you Regeki or anything, or I have reinforcements or anything, I literally just lose.
I don't want to let you set up a defense though.
Okay. These two cards are not as good as I thought they would be. So at this point, I think I just have to play the wonderful game of you better have it, because I don't have anything to do. Oh, you don't really have anything either. Okay, so I'm going to activate Pot of Greed.
Yeah, fine. I mean, just use my non-existent Solemn Judgment to stop that.
Yes. This might be a bad play, but I don't have many other options. I'll Dark Hole here.
Okay.
Trap Master.
Yeah, I was like, if you're playing the exact same thing as me, I have no idea how good this is going to be.
Right.
You could be on like 3 trap holes, 3 lob twos, 3 reinforcements. I want Trap Master.
Well, I mean, Wabaku still dodges Trap Master, you know, so. Okay. Yes. All right. I'm going to activate Feisure.
Okay.
I'll normal summon Man-Eating Treasure Chest.
Yeah.
And I'll activate Yami to boost him up to 18 and 12.
Okay.
And then I swing into you for 18.
I'll take the 18.
Okay. I'm just waiting on this dark hole to drop. There's too many of them. There's too many of them floating around. And yep, there it is. There it is.
And then I will summon the Resolve.
Okay, so yeah, it's 18.
That can be directly for 18. Set one.
Okay. I'll set one and pass it to you, my good sir.
So during the end phase, I will activate Acid Trap Hole.
Oh! Flip it face up, then destroy it. If it is defensive 2000 or less, return it to face down. Okay. Here's the question of the day, though. Does Acid Trap Hole activate it when it flips it face up?
I can look up that ruling. I don't think it does.
Look.
It's not flip summoning. It's just.
Well, I mean, technically attacking it doesn't flip summon it either. You know?
I want to see Acid Trap Hole, because there were 2.
So you got DDS. That's annoying.
Okay, Acid Trap Hole. I'm looking for it. Honestly have no idea.
Because if you think about it, if it flips it up, face up, and then if it's 2000 or more defense and destroys it, it would still, you know, flip it up. And then if I get the effect off twice, it's kind of just on you for playing it. But I don't know. That's like that's just like my thought process of, you know, reading the card.
So I'm looking at Acid Trap Hole. It will activate.
That's what I thought. Okay, my face down is Trap Master, so I'll target it, hopping it. And then I'll set it face back down.
It does get destroyed.
No, it's 2000.
Its defense is 2000 or less.
Oh.
Face down if its defense is more than 2000.
Oh, okay. My bad.
So that's game.
Yes, that is game. You are correct, sir. Alright, of course I'm going to go first this time around. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? I'm going to set one, and set one. Go ahead, sir.
I am going to set one.
Alright,
Old Yu-Gi-Oh! It's all set.
yes, that it is. You see, if that's any flip effect monster, it's going to be annoying next turn. So I'm going to have to force it. So I'm going to flip up Man-Eater Bug and target your face down. That I feel was the best choice. I'm going to enter battle phase and attack with Man-Eater Bug for 450.
Okay.
And with that, I will end my turn.
I am going to normal summon the other magic swordsman.
I'm going to chain trap hole.
Ooh, okay. I return. Special summoning isn't really a thing right now.
Yep, it is not. I attack with man eater bug for 450.
Okay.
And I'll end my turn. Yes, other outside of Last Will and Polymerization, there is like no special summoning.
Yeah.
Trap hole.
Cool. I mean, you can have at most one thing.
You are correct. I'll play Monster Reborn to bring back your Neo.
Okay.
And then battle phase, swing for 17 and 450. Yes. And I'll end on that. Alright, I'll start. Stop defense.
Where is the trick?
Okay.
The buttons are so small.
Yes, you are correct. They are. What is your face tag? All normal summon battle locks.
Cool.
Trap hole.
Nope.
Okay. Battle phase. Attack with battle locks.
Take 7
And then I'll attack with Neo. And then attack with Man Eater Bug. And then I'll end on that. Sure.
Try again, some damage.
Yep. That is 1150.
And then okay, figure.
Yep. That was smart.
And turn.
That would be silly right now. I will Dark Hole.
Cool.
Normal battle locks to get hit by trap hole. There we go.
Yep.
I'll end on that.
Yeah. I will normal summon Mystic Cloud.
Yep.
Back up.
Yep. I'll take that.
Set one.
I will Pot of Greed here. This is
You're
interesting.
getting all the better spells right.
Oh yes, I definitely have the better spell pull-ish.
Well, I think it's just drawing them. I'm not seeing like anything.
Normal summon Dragon Zombie.
Okay.
That's good.
Yep.
Attack with 16 for 1. Reinforcements. I knew that was coming eventually. Okay. But at least it's gone now. So I take 400. All right, your move.
Normal summoning. There we go.
Yeah, normal summon's fine. I will Waboku here. Oh, Alex is terrifying, dog. Normal summon Skull Redbird.
Okay.
Attack for 150.
That's only 100.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. In turn. What the fuck is that face down? Man. Holding the trap card is more terrifying than using it. Okay.
The question is, do I have anything normal summon?
If you do, that would hurt. You do not. 8,050. Oh, life points are low. The life points are low.
This one's a lot closer.
Yeah. And a lot more terrifying. You have Wabaku. Probably do. And waiting to use it for a more terrifying situation. I'll activate Fissure, destroying Mystic Cloud. Then I'll activate Monster Reborn. Bring back my Battle Ox. Battle Phase. Swing with Battle Ox. Ah! Ah!
Or that would that would have been at least close.
Well, I also drew perfectly every time with all the trap holes and stuff, you know.
Yeah, you having this.
Yeah. Stop defense targeting your monster. Ah, Man-Eater Bug targets itself and destroys.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, it forces it. And I will normal summon Battle Ox to hit for 17. And I'll pass it back to you. I'm really terrified. Okay, I was about to say, I'm really terrified you didn't draw any other, like, traps. That's not terrifying at all. Set one pass.
Yep, knew it. I wasn't gonna get over that.
Man. And this time I'm not seeing any traps.
I'm okay with that.
I bet you are.
Surprising.
Oh, I don't know what just happened. I don't know what just happened. Maybe it's the top. Okay. I was like, I don't know what it just did. Your turn, sir. I was like, did it go to the bottom? Did it go to the top?
I didn't mean to say that.
Okay. What the frick? Now you're getting all the removal.
To be fair, you have way more advantage.
Ish. Only because you were like playing 2 cards a turn.
Oh no.
Yep, there it is.
If only we had 3 of them, we actually.
Right, this duel could lose very quickly. I'm going to just scare you a little bit. What you got for me, Alex? What you got for me? Yeah, this is what I have. You might have it too. That's what I thought. So that's 250.
Yep.
Yep. You win it if you got it. you just win is what happens next. Activate stop defense targeting face down.
Kills itself.
Yep, and
I'm not killing
obviously.
I don't trust your sets.
All right, Alex. So this is going to be kind of stupid. I am going to tribute Ryokushin power to normal summon skull.
Okay.
Trap hole? Okay. I'll swing into Lajin. And almost quit. I don't know why I did that. Your turn. I misplayed. If you win here, you just win. Yeah, pot of greed, you won. I misplayed hard. You won. There's no way. There's no way you lost. What?
There's no way I lost. Of course, there's always a way.
I was confident you didn't lose. Or you won there.
I mean, pot of greed.
Yes. Swing into your face down.
Swing that back again.
That is the worst possible situation. Set one. Pass.
Let's put some in this and
It is not something you can destroy, sir.
okay. Hey, knowing what it is half the battle.
That is.
I just have to keep you from summoning skull.
Holy shite. Is that Wabaku back there? Oh, I don't want to set it. I want to activate it. I activate Monster Reborn.
Okay.
Bringing back Battle Ox. Tribute Battle Ox for Summon Skull, or normal Summon Skull. And then attack for 2,000. Your move, sir. I'm like very much in a losing position, no matter what I do. Unless you just like drew completely dead, I'm in a losing position. Oh my. Oh my. Activate Monster Reborn again.
Okay.
Bringing back your Lajin. Battle phase. Attack with Summon Skull. Wabaku. Okay. It does flip, yeah. Main phase 2, I'll set one. And then just to tighten it a little bit. I'm still in a very much of a losing position right now, and I don't think you know it, but I am. But I'm going to activate Okazi to burn for 800.
Okay, I could top deck something.
That's what I'm saying. I know exactly. There's 2 cards you could top deck that you just win, which is scary.
Not. But depending on what you top deck, I might not lose.
Fissure. Battle phase, swing with Summon Skull. Oh my gosh! Oh my goodness, I was terrified the whole time!
Oh, see, okay, my next top deck.
Oh, that won it for me.
Which would have at least given me a turn to get nothing. I guess I can't put it in there. But like Wabatu would have got me back into stuff for a little while. I just wonder
that or change of heart would have got you there too.
Or that because I had a rogue doll. They were.
Well, even if you played the rogue doll, I would have trap holed it.
Okay, here's the other thing. I have 3 man-eater bugs and 3 hang-hangs. And I knew...
I knew you had 3. I knew you had that.
If you would attack into them with Lajin. All I had to do, or it doesn't matter what you attack into it with, all I have to do is have something to kill the monster.
Well, that's why I was always swinging with Summon Skull first in fear of whatever your face downs were. Because I was like, if he takes out Lajin, yes, he stays alive, but he's still in this scary position that nothing he can do can get over it. And I purposely brought back Lajin in case you got access to Monster Reborn.
If I would have gotten this, that would have been...
Well, it would have still died.
Technically, it's Summon Skull. It would have died. Summon Skull would have gone back.
But it didn't matter because Lajin was still attacked for game because that Okazi was sitting around the whole time. So that brought you to 11. You were on your heels, but I was still in a losing position. You had more cards and you had like access to things.
Things that I could have done to get me out of that.
Yep. When I saw the second Monster Reborn, that's what I was like, oh my god.
I didn't see a single monster. During any of them, I didn't see a single monster. I kept 2.
Yeah, and the 3 mattered. The 3 mattered because I got both of them, and then I still have the other one in my deck. Now,
I just threw like crap this last game.
So it didn't matter ultimately because I never saw my Lajin, I don't believe. So I had randomly thought about it on my way over here. I had to like change the deck up. Which, like I said, didn't matter because I don't think we saw my Lajin at all. But I was sitting at Casey's house and I was like, oh, didn't Lajin get played in Kaiba's deck? Why isn't it in my deck? So if we had dueled Thursday, I wouldn't have had Lajin at the very least. I was also playing this card as like a silly tech. The Stern Mystic.
One of the issues that I had, I didn't play Stop Defense.
Oh.
Against you, the thing was, I was like, he's going to be playing Q.
No.
Which you were.
I was, but I mean, I just didn't see any of my other stuff. That was just the terrifying thing. Like, look, you, boom, boom. I think I only had 2. Oh, no, I had 3 hang-hangs. I think the other one's in the graveyard.
Yeah,
but
it was just you had a couple of cards that I couldn't.
Yeah. So that was all I had access to was the 3 hang-hangs, the 1 man-eater bug because I didn't pull one, and whatever, and then the 1 wall of illusion. And that's all I had, you know. So yeah, I was playing trickery, but yes, I did have to rely mostly on the beatdown cards, which wound up not even mattering. Mostly it was removal that I had, and then my beatdown monsters basically just poked you little by little for damage, and that's really all they did.
You saw more last game during the second game. You saw more removal.
Bro, what can I say? It came down to whose deck loved them more, and the heart of the cards decided to punch you in the mouth. I tell you. The Monster Reborns mattered very much. And of course, going into next week, I think is the first semi-limited list.
Yeah, all the Exodia pieces, all the power spells, they get limited.
Well, we...
Like Red Jack and Dark Hole, Monster Reborn.
Right, so I do lose quite a bit of stuff to my deck. And you know, I added Okazi. I had Okazi, Final Flame, both Hinotamas, and Spark in my side deck. because I was like, if he's on Ultimate Offering game 1, because look, so this is the way I was thinking about it. If you can set up Ultimate Offering, you can kill, you know?
Yeah.
So and I was like, Alex's brain likes to try to kill. so I was like, I'm going to side all of these things plus my own copies. I had two copies in the side deck, and I never wound up pulling them in because you didn't have it, or you weren't on it game 1 rather.
So you want to know how I built this deck?
Sure. Just show me your deck.
Oh yeah, you've seen everything.
Oh, fair.
But I went and looked up what were the meta decks back in 2000.
You see, you were on some you was on some Nim type stuff. See, that's why you lost. The Yu-Gi-Oh guys didn't like that.
Never played. The one thing I did not do at all is I did not play Summon Skull because I didn't think I was afraid you were either going to be playing so heavy on control with the legal aspect, kind of like I was. Like you were going to get lucky enough to see them that Summon Skull wouldn't matter.
Well, technically I was on the heavy of the stuff because I had the 3 tripoles, the Wabaku. I did side in a reverse trap in case you were on reinforcements again. And I thought it was like, that'll be cheeky.
What the mistake was that I made? You set Ryu's in power, and if I had attacked over that, I would have won.
Yes, you definitely would have. You had game if you did that.
Yes, I feel like I had enough in stake or in life points. I should have done that. I should have just been like, screw it, attack, win.
And that's all it is, man. One misplay just can cost you. And so the reason I had that first that one of those Monster Reborns in my hand since like, maybe second or third turn in, but I was really scared to throw it because basically I just didn't want to waste it. I didn't want to play Monster Reborn for no reason, even to get little bits of damage, just for it to get hit with Regeki or Dark Hole next turn. Not to mention, Wabaku was always there. Like, for whatever reason, you always had it. And it just sat there in the background and just chilled out until it was time for you to fire it, which mattered.
I was always just like, I can take damage. It's fine. I didn't know you had cards in there, so I was like, I can take some damage. It's okay. Take a little bit here, a little bit there. Oh, you're gonna kill me? Probably.
Right. And I was hoping that back card was something else, and I don't know why I thought it was something else, because it had to be either reinforcements or Wabaku, because you hadn't burned it for anything else. But no, it wouldn't even been reinforcements because all your monsters were within that threshold to where you would have beat me out. So it had to have been Wabaku, and I don't know why I decided that I was going to like full force run into you. It was a silly misplay, and I was like, I can do it. But yeah, so what do we have next week, Alex?
We have just Metal Raiders and then the ban list.
Not ban list. First ban list doesn't come around until like 2005, 2006. It's the very first.
The first limited and semi-limited.
Yeah, but I mean that's what it was called back then, was the semi-limitless. They didn't officially change the name until that first actual ban list where they hit Chaos Emperor Dragon and stuff. If you enjoy the content,
go ahead.
If you enjoyed the content and you would like to see more, please like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me in the comment section if you enjoy what's going on. Yeah, it's not as if you're more newbie, you can't really follow along, but the game is very much big monster, punch over littler monster, and activate trap to protect things. So it's kind of easy to follow. But either way, tell me about it in the comment section. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share it to your friends if you think they'll enjoy it. And click that notification bell so you can stay up to date on all future content that comes out. But until next time, We will now deactivate now that you're satisfied with your care. Thank you and bye.